The touring.
Touring.
Yeah, I went there as a rapper and I left for Muslim.
Allahu Akbar.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the last day. Smoke, drank, you know, listen to music.
Amir, that name, you choose it. How did that go about? You said, I like this name. What's the meaning?
And I call that being a man. I call that being responsible. I call that, you know what I'm saying, taking responsibility and being accountable.
No word.
No big show.
You heard.
للاجتهادات التقريب هذا حد العالم هذا طالب هذا راسخ والى اخره تحت
ايضا بسم الله alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam. You know what I'm saying? After a good swim, good full body workout with my main man, my brother 𝗕𝗤𝗢𝗙 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗎 aka RIP. You know what I'm saying? These are the fruits of our labor.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all think there's some bread behind this. Nah, $30 membership. LA Fitness. Bubble up.
Bubble up.
Yeah, bubble up.
Alright, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh to all the RipRightHD 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗏 YouTubers and viewers. Welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗏 Amir. Real loon to Amir.
Yes,
so,
sir.
question my brother, when did you accept Islam?
I accepted Islam in 2008. You know what I'm saying? I was at a crossroad in my career. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I came to the conclusion that the repetitiveness of what I was encountering in the music business, meaning 24 hours, you know what I'm saying, of just sinning, fornicating, getting intoxicated, smoking, drinking, you know what I'm saying, just everything that contradicts what Allah prescribed for His creation, meaning Muslim and non-Muslim. Allah prescribed what's best for us so that we can adhere to that and get the best in this life and the next. So once I understood that, I knew that what I was doing, you know what I'm saying, contrary, you know what I'm saying, to public demand, I knew that Islam was the truth. And that in order for me to achieve the real reward, and that real reward is with Allah Azza wa Jal, I knew that I had to change my ways. So once, you know, Islam came on my radar, I didn't hesitate. I grabbed it right away. Dropped off everything that was holding me back. And went full steam ahead towards what I knew was best for me in this life and the next. And I call that being a man. I call that being responsible. I call that, you know what I'm saying, taking responsibility and being accountable. And that integrity is something that's missing amongst a lot of men, just male species, you know what I'm saying, around the world. We gotta return back to that. We gotta return back to being men. We gotta return back to accepting the truth, even if it's against you. Alhamdulillah.
And do you remember where you were at the time, meaning what place, what state, what city, when you accepted it, who gave it to you, how did it go about? You just was...
I was in Abu Dhabi. You know
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I was in a Muslim land. And
vacation?
I was out there touring.
Touring.
Yeah, I went there as a rapper and I left for Muslim.
Allahu Akbar.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the last day. Smoke, drank, you know, listen to music, fornicated, whatever you know that comes with that game. I left it all right there. You know what I'm saying? And then I came back immediately to start studying with a brother who I love for the sake of Allah, my brother Abu Yusuf Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Used to be at Master April in Brooklyn. And I used to be out there, you know what I'm saying, with the brother, sitting in the roofs, pen in hand, pad in hand, learning my religion. And then when I acquired the ability to really get more intense in my study of the Arabic language, I moved to Egypt and studied at 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗏 and 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗏, and then I signed up to...
What was that, in Alexandria?
No, all this was in Cairo.
Cairo.
You know what I'm saying? Then I signed up to do 𝗕راسة خاص at Al-Azhar University. So basically what I was going to do was take my whole scholastic career from elementary school on up in the Arabic language. So I felt like if I took that road, I would be more proficient in the language, and I'd be able to, you know, study the Book of Allah, study the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, study the books of the ulama, and just grow in my understanding of religion so that I can safeguard my family first and foremost, and then inshallah be a benefit to the people.
Got you. Now, Amir, that name, you choose it. How did that go about? You said, I like this name. What's the meaning? What's the
Nah, brother named Mujahid, Hafidullah, he gave me that name. Because he used to do security for Puff, so he was always around me, and he knew what kind of character I had, before Islam.
Okay, and he was a Muslim already?
He was already Muslim. I mean, 8th Dan, black belt, big beard with the header, like he was Muslim for a long time, old head, official tissue. And I always looked at him like a real humble dude that'll break your bones. You know what I'm saying? So, we bumped heads when we first met, but we got so cool because his mannerism is so soft. But you look at his hands, he wasn't no green light.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, we clicked, and then when I took Shahada, he said, yo, I'm gonna give you your name, man. Don't let nobody give you your name, man. I said, all right. So he gave me Amir.
So
I was like, yeah, well, the Muslims be having several names. Like, what's my other name? He's like, you don't really need another name, but I'm gonna give you one. And he hit me back a week later, he said, Junaid. I said, what that mean? He said, well, Amir means prince, or means leader. And I always known you to be that. Even though you was around up and all that, you always was your own man. You always use your own mind. And I saw that as a fine quality to have, sidebar to people that was around Puff. So he said Junaid means small warrior. With a heart of an army. I said, mashallah. So I said, all right, cool. That's it? He said, nah. You get muhaddith. So he told me it meant interpreter. I said, okay, alhamdulillah, as a rap artist or whatever, I had the ability to interpret things. And, I later learned as a motivational speaker, those abilities, benefited me and some of the people too as well. So, long story short, man, my journey to Islam was amazing. It was beautiful. It was from Allah's guidance. No one talked to me about Islam. I wasn't invited to no lectures and no conferences. I just traveled the world and kept bumping into Islam, and I knew it was the truth, and I accepted it, and I'm here now 13 years later.
Okay, now somebody coming from your field or just your status, being, famous, people knowing you everywhere, and in that type of life, what advice would you have for other people, maybe ex-NBA players or ex-rappers or somebody who's known that's just accepting Islam and some of the obstacles they may, to avoid easily,
I would say first and foremost, study the book of Allah. Learn that Quran. Because the Quran is the foundation of understanding of religion. The actual speech of Allah will draw you closer to knowing who your Lord is. Because it's easy to practice Islam outwardly. You know what I'm saying? But when you get tested with inward, matters, then it becomes trivial for someone who hasn't studied. So it's very important. It's like anything else you step into. Whether it's in a rap game, you come into the rap game known as a business. The same thing with sports. You come in there with your passion, but you know them as a business. You know what I'm saying? So you educate yourself on these things so you don't get tripped up. Same thing with Islam. You can't run out there unapologetically and be Muslim without understanding what is a Muslim. Or understand who do you worship. You know what I'm saying? His names and attributes. The oneness and uniqueness of his right to be worshipped alone without any partners. The oneness and uniqueness of his lordship. And all these things will tie you closer to seeking refuge in him and him alone. So without that, you pretty much subject yourself to all types of harm, and also you leave yourself open for the enemies of Islam. You know what I'm saying? So I would urge you to learn your religion, starting with the book of Allah.
Nice. All right, guys, that's it from the brother. We ain't gonna hold him up too much longer.
Now I'm bubbling, I'm good.
Yes. Stay tuned, stay ripped, six pack, big back, big facts. No hurt.
No big shirt.
You heard.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh